Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tavua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, PNG National acquitted of murder charges. National event planned to mark anniversary of Tropical Cyclone Winston. And human rights to soon be part of school's curriculum.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
22-year-old Papua New Guinea national Matthew Ngunua is a free man today after being acquitted by the High Court this afternoon. Ngunua has been charged with 5 counts of murder, attempted murder, arson and aiding and abetting in a deadly house fire that killed 5 people in Narere Navosai in 2015. Pranita Prakash reports.
Family members could not hold tears as Ngunua walked away free.
It was a relief. It's a relief for me. I'm innocent, and I told the truth to the judge. So I'm happy that they made this decision. I'm sorry to ask this.
The PNG citizen says it was a very tough few months.
I mean, it's a terrible feeling to be people looking at you, staring at you, thinking that you actually committed those crimes. I told my side of the story. Here I am free.
After 1 hour of deliberation, assessors came back with a verdict of not guilty. High Court judge concurred with the assessors, saying that Ngunua was stupid to associate himself with Prasad on the 14th and 15th of October in 2015. The judge further said that Ngunua had no intention to kill or harm anyone or damage any property. The charges had been laid after Ngunua accompanied Vinesh Prasad to Nandi a day before the fateful fire. On their way back to Suva, Prasad gave Ngunua money to buy a knife, file, gloves and 3 containers which he filled with fuel in Korovo. Those items were later used to set fire to the house which claimed the lives of Prasad's wife, his 10-year-old daughter, his father-in-law and 2 tenants. Vinesh Prasad pleaded guilty to the charges against him and is now in remand awaiting sentencing tomorrow. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A national event has been planned to mark the first anniversary of Tropical Cyclone Winston. The National Disaster Management Office says it's important to remember how the biggest natural disaster in our history has strengthened the country.
Recalling the events of Tropical Cyclone Winston will be an emotional experience for those who live through the worst of Mother Nature.
Rather than showing maybe the negative side or maybe the pain that we had gone through as a nation, we would like to also show that we have, as a country and as a community, we have risen from the challenges and the difficulties of Winston.
Director National Disaster Management Akapusi Tuifangalele says it's important to reflect on TC Winston and see how far we've come.
We would also like to have the post-disaster needs assessment that were made last year. We also highlighted together some of the lessons learned that we actually learned from TC Winston.
Affected communities will share their stories about living through the Category 5 cyclone and their resilience in the days that follow. A minute of silence will be observed here at Albert Park in Suva on Monday in memory of the 44 Fijians who died as a direct result of TC Winston. The commemorations will focus on how we as a nation can move forward stronger and prepare better for future natural disasters. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Ministry of Education will soon formulate a memorandum of understanding for the teaching of human rights in schools. The issue came to light after a 28-year-old schoolteacher of Queen Victoria School and 5 senior students aged from 17 to 19 were each charged with 1 count of assault last week. Director Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Ashwin Raj, in an exclusive interview with FBC News, says consultations has already begun with the Ministry of Education regarding teaching human rights in the classroom. Savara Tamboa has more.
The implementing of the policy will empower both the students and teachers in terms of building a culture that speaks out against human rights violation.
What we want to do is we want to meet with the curriculum team to look at how we can best embed human rights education into the school curriculum. That's going to be extremely useful in educating both the students and the teachers about human rights education.
Members of the public had shared their views on the formulation of the MOU soon for the human rights education in schools.
In cases that we've noticed, I think it's a very good initiative to implement human rights in school from the base level.
I think it's a good decision.
According to Ashwin Raj, the Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission can play a lead role in working very closely with the Ministry of Education in doing this. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
A 28-year-old teacher of Queen Victoria School and 5 senior students appeared in court today, charged with assault. Saimoni Liutaki and the 5 students, whose ages range from 17 to 19, are alleged to have assaulted a Year 13 student. The alleged bullying was reported to police on the 7th of this month. They appeared at the Corriveau Magistrates Court today and have been released on a bail of $5,000. The case will be called in the Nausori Magistrates Court on the 28th of this month. Still ahead, we take a look at how Valentine's Day was celebrated, and Film Fiji delighted with name change outcome.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तमरा वहाँ में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Valentine's fever is in town, with a number of businesses preparing for one of their biggest nights of the year, where the champagne pours almost as much as the love. Maggie Boyle took to the search for that perfect Valentine's date, complete with the food of love to satisfy the most picky of partners.
A little dessert to start the evening of love off. Gorgeous ambience and the company of other lovers to play into all that Valentine's spirit.
Our special treat here, Lumbrini cider. It's for complimentary drinks. It comes with mint chocolate, and you've got this special chocolate fondue as our dessert.
Or perhaps the movies, the latest offering turning a darker shade of grey.
I lost you. No chance.
A nice quick shake.
There's even special cocktails on order and events to test the strongest of relationships.
Put questions on the table and asking, partners are going to ask each other, how well do you know each other? So, for example, we've got questions like, what was I wearing on our first date?
So if movies isn't your thing, perhaps the cocktail for tonight. This one's on fire. All in all, the day is about love, spending it with your loved ones and trying not to break the budget.
And hopefully we can spark some proposals tonight. We have a few messages, but not too sure where the night may take us.
Love message today to all lovebirds. Just come here to Cafe Victoria and experience the love.
A little bit of background on today. In the 1400s, Saint Valentine's was a priest who would wed couples in secret. He did this because the emperor at the time was against marriages. He thought that it affected his soldiers and made them unfit for duty. Today, of course, we're all the wiser, knowing that love conquers all. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
More rain can be expected for the eastern half of Viti Levu, the Yasawa Group, Vanua Levu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands, the Lau and Lomai Viti Group. According to the Nandi Weather Office, a heavy rain alert remains in force for the rest of Fiji. A trough of low pressure remains slow-moving over Fiji, bringing in more rain. Meanwhile, a flood alert remains in force for low-lying areas and small streams adjacent to major rivers for Vanua Levu, eastern half of Viti Levu and Lomai Viti Group. A change of name from Fiji Audiovisual Commission to Film Fiji has made a huge difference in terms of raking in money and attracting filmmakers. This was revealed by Film Fiji director Dallas Foon while making a submission to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Public Accounts today.
The name change provide a lot of synergies with the rest of the world. The big film commissions around the world are called film New Zealand, Film Australia, or Screen Australia. They always film and the name of the country. A lot of filmmakers, if they look at a ad, advertisement, or a write-up that says Film Fiji, automatically it says that that's the body to contact if I'm interested in filming in Fiji.
The Biosecurity Authority of Fiji says a proper national animal census is necessary given the outbreak of bovine tuberculosis. Executive Chair Xavier Riaz Khan says the authority is liaising with partner agencies to make this possible. The issue has come up as Fiji deals with an outbreak of bovine tuberculosis, which has seen thousands of cattle culled and farms struggling to stay afloat.
The animal census has to happen in the country every year, which is very important to understand what is your gross livestock. Looking at the bovine tuberculosis issue, the national identification system has to be there, which is the tagging of the animals, census.
Rachel is here now with the very latest from the world of business.
Good evening. Coming up in business tonight, tourist operators vie for awards. And later on in Growing Fiji, new type of housing project to hit Fiji.
And later on in sports, Fiji soccer team battles weather elements at training.
Hola, we from La Turca. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Corner Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading our business segment tonight, Sawani Tuindrola has resigned as the Director of Pacific Green Industries Board. Managing Director Raveen Chandra says a new appointee will be named in the next board meeting. The 2016 ANZ Fiji Excellence in Tourism Awards will be held this Saturday at the Sheraton Fiji Resort. The awards is a night of recognition for the resilience of those in the industry. Despite battling Tropical Cyclone Winston, tourism performed remarkably. Meanwhile, Tourism Fiji released their provisional figures today, highlighting more than 792,000 visitor arrivals in 2016. This represents a 5% increase from 2015. Interesting activities on the world market as US President Donald Trump's reforms come into play. Elizabeth from HFC Bank tells us all about it.
Yes, Rachel. The S&P 500 market value advanced above the $20 trillion mark for the first time yesterday. Investors are betting that tax reform plans vowed by President Trump last Thursday will boost economic growth. The S&P 500 has surged about 9% since Trump's election. All of this has led to the US dollar strengthening by 0.18%, while our Fijian dollar today weakened against the US dollar by 0.23%. Meanwhile, oil prices pulled back from strong gains registered on Friday as the US dollar strengthened and rising US crude output pressured prices. And back to you, Rachel.
Thanks for the update, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. A drop in the Chinese yuan and the American dollar today, as the yuan closed at $3.26 and the US dollar closed at 47 cents. On to our regional currencies, the Australian, New Zealand and PNG Kina rose today, as the dollar closed at 61 cents and 65 cents respectively, while the Kina closed at $1.32. A drop in the commodities market today as oil went down by 97 cents to close at $52.89 a barrel. Gold closed at $1,222, which is down by $6.05 an ounce. And silver closed at $17.80 an ounce. In Growing Fiji tonight, imagine being able to just order yourself a house and have it delivered. Basic Industries will soon make that possible. We caught up with the Chief Executive, Moses Volavola, today, who told us the company's plans to introduce its modular precast housing project. factory-made concrete home on order. This is what Basic Industries Limited is proposing to bring in the next few months.
We produce the whole house, whether it's a single bedroom, 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom, and we try and do everything in the factory, and then we install it on site. So what we try and do with that concept is we increase the speed of construction.
These houses will be engineer certified with proper plans and designed to be cyclone resilient.
We're still in the initial stages. Our aim is to try and reduce the cost as much as possible. But the idea is if we can guarantee quality for a reasonable price and build the house quickly.
It is intended that purchasing one of these houses will be as simple as walking into Basic Industries, ordering the house and having it delivered in 2 months. That's it from business this evening. Now with the latest in sports, here's Jamie.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Rainy conditions, no excuse for Fiji football coach. And Fiji to host the International Junior Pro Surfing Championship. This and more coming up.
Weo te vitarokuta mai hono kula nrasa lotoka ndo ba talenta kana warong na radio Fiji One.
Bula na rango fina mai korviri nandi au talitaka na warong na radio Fiji One na programa ni masmasu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurina bila mai Vunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe ndo talitakini na warong na radio Fiji One kina na domoiviti.
Na radio Fiji One na domoiviti na vonga ni BNN.
The rain is no excuse to slack off for the Vodafone Fiji football team as it prepares for the 2018 World Cup Stage 3 qualifier against New Zealand next month. Coach Christophe Gamel says the weather is unpredictable and they have to be ready to play under any conditions on match day. Rohit Deo with the story.
These are not the conditions a football player would prefer, but according to Christophe Gamel, he has to make use of what he has.
You never know. The nature is the boss. So we have to apply anyway. But it's better when you develop a type of technical skills to have a good weather and a good field.
With about 6 weeks left before the clash against New Zealand, time is an issue for the new coach as players from Ba and Rewa, who are preparing for the AFC Champions League, joined camp just a week before the clash against the All Whites.
But I will release them for the competition, and I will release them. I will let time to the coach to work with them. So we will find a solution.
Veteran Taniela Wanga has played against New Zealand before and is well aware of what is required.
A lot is required with our new coach. We are learning new things each day, and we are training hard and looking forward to the game against New Zealand come next month.
The team will be in camp in Suva for the next 2 weeks, with Gamel expected to rope in more district players to try them out. Fiji takes on New Zealand in the World Cup Stage 3 qualifier on the 25th of next month at Lautoka's Prince Charles Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Vodafone Fiji Under-17 football side will need to move up a gear if it's to qualify for the World Cup later this year. At the Oceania playoffs yesterday, the side surrendered an early 1-0 lead to the Solomon Islands to finish the match with a 1-1 draw. Rohit there with the details.
The rivalry between the two teams is one of the most fierce, and yesterday's match lived up to expectations. This early goal by Ratundau was a dream start for Fiji. Fiji led 1-0 at the break, but the Solomons struck 6 minutes into the second spell to share the points from the fixture. Fiji coach Selen Lal was satisfied with a single point from the match.
For the first time for me to see, the intensity of football that was there in this match. I guess first game for us, took time for the boys to settle, but then again coming in and scoring so early, we were so fortunate to score.
The Solomon Islanders, who dominated the second spell, were looking to back 3 points.
Everyone played really well for both teams. I think it was obvious during the second half. Solomon Islands played really well, controlling the ball, and as usual, Fiji always play the long balls, which is also another strategy.
Fiji plays Samoa at 5 p.m. tomorrow. The top 2 teams from the tournament qualifies for the World Cup in India in October. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Olympic Games gold medalist Tapisai Ndomalai and Masives Indakuwanga are back to full strength, training with the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team, preparing for the Las Vegas and Vancouver tournament. Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Baber says the duo have recovered from injury and are back in contention for selection. While all players are in camp, the only concern is Aminoni Nasilasila, who is still recovering from an injury suffered at the Wellington Sevens.
No, he's not back full training at the moment. Obviously, he had slight issues with his knee when we were out in Wellington. He's come back, he's done his rehab. He's due to have a scan on Friday. He has trained this morning, but it will be modified training in relation to his injury. So again, we'll have to monitor him this week too.
The Fiji Surfing Association will host the Junior Pro Surfing Championship next month. Under 19 and under 16 surfers from Guam, Australia and Vanuatu are confirmed entries, with Solomon Islands and New Zealand yet to confirm their participation. Meli Tavanga reports.
The Junior Pro Championship will be held at Cloudbreak, the world-famous wave offshore of Tavaroa Island that is ranked as one of the 10 most challenging waves in the world.
This year we had 5 different countries, so we'd be hoping to replicate that. It all depends on competitions in their own country.
Fiji surfing head coach Ian Pottingale says the event will give local surfers a chance to pit their skills against top overseas competitors.
Trying to bring the internationals to Fiji to give the Fijian surfers more exposure to that level of surfing and obviously increase their standard.
A total of 23 local surfers will represent Fiji in the championship.
Preparation is going well. We're 6 weeks out from the contest, so obviously ramping up things.
Designed to challenge Fijian juniors against an international field, previous championships have seen many local surfers outscore their international rivals. This year's championship promised to be bigger and better. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
This time around, the Fiji men's hockey team has a bit more time to prepare for the World League Round 2 playoffs in Bangladesh. Captain Hector Smith and assistant Liban Datta believe with the extra preparation time and previous exposure to the playoffs, it will put up a better fight against its higher-ranked opponents. Vasnil Prasad has more.
It won't be a walk in the park for the national hockey side taking on world-class teams next month.
I think there's three countries that we've played there already. I think that's China, Bangladesh and Oman. And we performed really well against all three teams. But yeah, we just have to be more intelligent when we're playing and really focus on the basics and getting our fitness right.
Experience from the last outing is a boost for the side, and being together from last year has strengthened the bond of the team.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much had more time on this one. So it's a good thing. We have more time to get fitter and just work on the basics, really.
It has not been an easy journey for the men's team, but they are looking forward to a better finish this year.
Really, most of this is dedicated to our families because they're the ones that they are supporting us from the very beginning. And yes, definitely with all the work that we've been putting through, it's going well.
Fiji hockey star Adrian Smith joins the side next weekend from New Zealand. They have 2 more weeks to train before flying off to Bangladesh for their second world outing on March 1st. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Manchester City defeated Bournemouth 2-0 in English Premier League football competition this morning. Raheem Sterling was the toast of the City side, scoring a goal and setting up another. That was sports for this evening. Up ahead, weather with Angie. And in our new media segment, Pillow Talk with Rachel Nath. Find out more after the break.
I'm Andrea Sorbakroa of Neabu Wenibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to
listening to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Long-distance relationships are never easy. This Valentine's Day, you can make it work with new technology. Yes, there's a new gadget in town that helps you bridge the distance. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Good evening and welcome to my world. Don't we all just love the sound of rain? Well, we should get used to it because a trough of low pressure remains slow moving over Fiji. Yes, the rain is not going anywhere anytime soon because another trough of low pressure with clouds and rain is gradually drifting towards us. Now let's see what it was like in the west. Quite a change as there was not much rain. It was just partly cloudy with a few thunderstorms expected by later tonight. Temperatures were at 31 degrees. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, well, this time Suva could not escape the rain. It was all showers from the morning, which escaped for a bit, but I see no signs of any overnight showers. And up north, a mix of sun and clouds prevailed over the northern division, and I guess the east is friends with the north. Want to know why? Because Vanua has no signs of any significant rain tonight, but you never know Mother Nature. For tomorrow, it will turn cloudy across the country with the east and the west having some possible afternoon showers. And taking a quick look at tomorrow's temps, Suva, Nandi and Lautoka are looking a bit hot tomorrow with highs of 31 and lows of 23. Surprisingly, Lambasa will be cool at 28 with a low of 24. Looking further on to Thursday, well, after a day's break, rain is visiting us again with occasional morning showers accompanied by thunderstorms. Have those raincoats and umbrellas ready. At sea, winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. For those planning to do fishing tonight, the next low tide tonight is at 9:09 with a low tide tomorrow morning at 3:27. And that's FBC weather for tonight, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. Today on Fijian Pulse, we asked, is Valentine's Day becoming too commercialized?
Of course, to show each other how much they love each other.
It's good because I like it because that's the way to be a family.
I think it has. It has become too commercialized. It shouldn't just be like one special day where you go all out, you know?
Recapping the main stories, PNG National acquitted of murder charges, national event planned to mark anniversary of Tropical Cyclone Winston, and human rights to soon be part of school's curriculum. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To the poll question, this week we are asking, has Gareth Baber impressed in his first two outings as Fiji Sevens coach? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, today's shot of the day comes from the Yasawas. This is just before sunrise on Mana Island, sent in by Vineshwar Sharma. The shot shows the outer islands of Fiji and its beauty. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, you can follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
From Lautoka, we love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Corner Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.